A lot of people still do not know this. And I know for sure that a lot of people still do not know this because I still keep getting asked questions like, can I eat wallow for dinner? Should I cut out rice for a while? What are the foods that you ate and you didn't eat to go from this to this? My answers are usually the same to everybody, which is unless you have a medical condition, there isn't any particular food that you need to stop eating before you can get rid of the unwanted belly and body fat. Instead of focusing on what foods to not eat, what foods to restrict yourself from, what foods to avoid, I have a better idea. Why don't you shift your mindset from restricting yourself to eating strategically? So instead of restricting yourself, which usually doesn't give like long-lasting result, making that process a little bit, hard and difficult and boring and unsustainable, there are 5 nutrition strategies that actually work. The first strategy is to know what you are eating. By knowing what you are eating, I mean knowing the kind of nutrients that you are getting more from that particular food, because all foods, they contain a whole range of nutrients. Take rice, for example. If you are eating rice, you know that you are eating majorly starchy carbs. Now, it depends on the kind of rice that you are eating. If you're eating white rice, you know that you're eating majorly starchy carbs, which will turn to sugar in the blood, right? If you're eating brown rice, you know that you are eating majorly starchy carbs and fiber. The starchy carbs will still turn to sugar in the blood, but the presence of fiber makes the rate at which the sugar is released into the bloodstream, it will reduce it. And this is important because if you do not know what you are eating, that is in the terms of nutrients, and you're only fixated on the amount that you are eating, because it's everywhere that to lose weight, to lose fat, you need to eat less. So you're only fixated on the amount, which could even lead to the calorie deficit being too extreme. So you're not even eating enough calories, which would eventually backfire. One of the repercussions of that is it could lead to you losing weight but not losing belly fat. Now, if this is happening to you, I have curated a very, very effective, very short, very affordable online mini course that would help to specifically solve this challenge so that you can reverse that challenge and start to lose the belly fat as you have planned, and not just, general weight. Leave a comment in the comment section if you want more information on how to get this course, how to register, and how to use it to achieve your body goal. So, strategy number 1, know what you are eating. Know if you are eating more of healthy fats, if you're eating more of high quality protein, if you're eating more of starchy carbs, if you are eating more of fiber, if you're having vitamins and minerals. Just know what you're eating generally. The strategy number 2 is eating your starchy carbs with or after having some fiber. Now, starchy carbs are very common because in my country, Nigeria, one of the most common food is rice. Another one is swallow. Another one is bread. And all of those foods are starchy carbs. So the reason why it's a good idea to eat your starchy carbs with fiber or after eating some fiber, I've given a hint earlier, but the reason is weight gain has to do with hormones, specifically 4 hormones. We have the insulin, which controls blood sugar. We have the cortisol, which controls stress levels. Then the eating hormones, so the ghrelin, the leptin. Right? There's also, the reproductive hormones that also kinds of affect weight gain. That's where PCOS comes in and all of that. But the reason why we're incorporating fiber is because of the hormone insulin. When fiber is present before eating the starch carbs or while eating the starch carbs, it will reduce the rate at which the starchy carbs, which eventually turns to sugar in the body and is released into the bloodstream. So it will reduce the rate at which this happens. Fiber is a very, very necessary component, especially when you are eating starchy carbs. Always try, even if it is not all the time, to eat a starchy carbs week or after eating some fiber. A very good example is, say you wanted to eat spaghetti, right? You could decide to put in, your mixed vegetables, which will serve as your fiber. So mixed veggies like maybe bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, a lot of it, and majorly in the sliced form, because when you grind it, it tends to blend out most of the fiber. So it's that bark that is majorly the fiber. Or you can decide to eat the fiber. Let's say you just want to eat spaghetti and stew, you don't have the mixed veggies and all of that, you can decide to eat some form of fiber before. So you can do fruits. Fruits are very high in fiber. You can do a handful of nuts. I'm saying a handful because the goal is to lose fat, and nuts are quite high calorie. You could decide to do one avocado. I don't know if you know this, but avocados are the greatest. They have the most form of fiber in all fruits. I know, because fiber is not just all about vegetable. I have written an article on Nigerian foods that are very, very high in fiber. I'm going to leave the link in the description box so that you can have an idea of food sources that contain fiber, because it is very, very necessary. There's no two ways about it. Now, strategy number 3 has to do with what you do before you start eating. And the reason why is because, remember I mentioned the eating hormones, ghrelin and leptin. So ghrelin is the hormone that will tell you that you are feeling hungry, while leptin is the hormone that would signal to you that, okay, you've had enough, stop eating. Before, I don't know why it is like this, honestly. Our body is a very powerful, incredible machine, but before the brain gets the signal from the leptin hormone that one should stop, eating, you're already feeling full. It takes a while. It takes about 30 minutes, only God knows why. Drinking a cup of water before you start eating, it would help to kickstart that process so that you tend to feel satiated without actually over consuming the calories. So it's a very, very good strategy to implement. This 4th strategy is something that me myself I'm still struggling with, to be very honest, because I tend to have some kind of eating habits that is questionable. Is weird, it's not very common, but it's questionable. Me personally, I like to have a book in front of me when I'm eating. I just like to read. I don't know, it's been with me since I was young. So when I started to, become much more intentional about my eating and everything, I have been putting this strategy in place. It's still a struggle, and the strategy is mindful eating, or eating mindfully. And this means eating without distractions. No phone, no screens, no TV, no books, no nothing. It will just be you and your food. You will actually taste it. You will actually observe. Like, you can taste the flavors, the spices, and then you choose slowly. So all of this is going to help to, first of all, improve your relationship with food. It would also be helping, especially when you are eating your starchy carbs, to digest your foods very well, because carbohydrates, which is starchy carbs, the digestion starts from the mouth. So ideally, we're supposed to be chewing our rice like chewing its gidigo. We're supposed to be chewing the yam like chewing its gungo. So if you're actually being mindful of your eating, concentrating on the food, feeling it, tasting it, and actually enjoy, going to help to build a very, very good relationship with food, help you to understand your body, help to regulate your eating hormones too. So it's a good strategy all in all. And the last, definitely not the least, there are so many strategies, but I just want to end it at this: listen to your body and eat how you feel. Let me explain what I mean. The other day, I think it was a day after Christmas, December 26th, I woke up feeling very, very bloated. And the reason why is because I overate. I ate a lot during Christmas Day. I tend to blame it on, childhood habits, memories and all. And I also know for a fact that, over consumption of calories once in a while is unlikely to affect the weight. So, I enjoyed my Christmas. So on Boxing Day, I woke up feeling very, very bloated. There was still jollof rice, Christmas jollof. But because I'm now listening to my body, I'm now eating how I feel, I never touch rice at all. What I ate that morning was cucumbers. And it wasn't because, I overate the other day. It was because I was bloated. I had to incorporate meals that would help to relieve the bloating. And cucumbers do that. There's other fruits that do that too, but that was what I had at the moment. So my point is, I listened to my body. I didn't just, eat anything anyhow. I knew that, okay, I needed to eat something to help to relieve the bloating. Another example of what I mean is, if you know that you are going to work out during the day, and then you fuel your body before you go to work out. That is you listening to your body, eating how you feel, because you feel like you will need energy for the workout that day. So you fuel your body. So that's what I mean. Listen to your body. If you have your portions and your body doesn't seem quite satisfied, it's okay to add an extra handful and listen to your body, If your body is asking for sugar, even if it is like the processed sugar, give it. Give it. Listen to your body, right? And of course, you also want to be aware of what you are eating, which is strategy number one. So those are the 5 strategies that I have for you today. I do hope you find this helpful and you try to implement one or two. It's not a must that you must implement everything at once, but one step at a time, one little baby step at a time, and then from there you move on to that. Remember that the key is balance and following a holistic approach, which means it's not just about your diet or your nutrition, even though it's like 80% of the matter, but there is still other aspects like your movement, your level of physical activity, your level of hydration, your level of sleep, and your level of stress management. Remember, we mentioned like cortisol, the stress hormones and all. So following that holistic approach and also using the 80-20 rule when it comes to eating. If you want me to make a video on how to incorporate the 80-20 rule into your healthy eating lifestyle, just drop a comment for me and I will work on that video. I will tell you more about that. Restricting yourself from foods, especially those that you love, maybe because they're high in sugar, salt, or saturated fat. I don't know. To me, it can just lead to eating disorders. It can lead to an unhealthy relationship with food, which at the end of the day does not really help anybody. I want to say that it's not one particular food that causes weight gain. Thank you for sticking with me through the end of this video. Don't forget to share with your friends if you feel like this can benefit somebody that you know. And if you are all about healthy living, healthy eating, nutrition, fitness, exercise, food recipes, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and I will see you in the next video.